don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Tom, and today we will be taking a look at the Toyworld TWC01 Bulldozer. This is their rendition of, what's his name, Bone Crusher? No, Scrapper. No, whatever the hell his name is. We all know him as a Constructicon. Here's the front of the box. Here's the front of the box. Here's the side of the box. Side of the box. This side of the box you get a picture of him as an arm. Okay. Back of the box you get warnings not to eat things. And yeah. Opening the box up you get instructions and a sticker. Okay for stickers. Oh, and a card. Okay. So, let's see. It comes in a foam insert. This is what you get inside of the box. Looks like we have a Constructor / Devastator hand. We'll look at that in detail later. You get a gun. You get a forearm piece. You get a drill. You get a spare piece of chain link for the robot. It's all packaged in this nice foam insert. Get out of there. And you get the robot itself. That was everything in the box. Taking the foam out, you see we have an empty box. Alright, so that's the unpackaging. We'll stop here and I will give you initial impressions. So, taking a look at the accessories, let's start off with the gun. As you can see, it is just a black cast with some red paint on it, and the red's a little dull in a few places, most notably down there at the very bottom. If you all can see that, probably could have, well, you know, with a little extra light shined on it, it looks pretty bright now, but yeah, it's got a nice mold to it. It's got a little flash down there on the bottom, you all can probably see, but I mean, it's even got molding right there, if it's in focus, right there at the very end of the gun. It's a nice little mold of the weapon. I kind of like it. It's alright. He'll probably never get to use it, but... And here is the additional tread pieces in the event that you break one or whatever. So those are kind of nice. They're thoughtful. And like I said, the other tread bot came with these little screw covers. I didn't use them on him. They're squirreled away somewhere. Another Devastator hand, or Constructor rather, with ratcheted joint there. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but something I do like about this hand is that the fingers are not the same length. If you notice, they're different lengths. I do like that. It gives it an almost real look. Another one of these drill bit things. And here's his elbow joint. Which, yeah, it does like that. It's got a different connector than the other one. So yeah, that's the accessories. We'll kind of set those to the side for the moment and take a look at this guy. And again, this is Unearth. Size comparison wise, here he is with Masterpiece Inferno, just to give you a sense of scale. Let me pull out my ruler here. From tread to tread, he's coming in, which you may not be able to see, but he's coming in at 4.5. To, let's do the top of the cab here. To the top of the cab, he's coming in at 3 approximately. So he's, I mean, Inferno comes in at the top of his cab at 2.5. So he's at the top of his cab, he's a little bit bigger, which I think he should be, personally. Okay, let's get Inferno out of here. Let's bring in, again, just for size comparison, Bumblebee. Just to give you a sense of scale. Which, that works. He's supposed to be bigger than Bumblebee, but okay. Initial impressions. Die-cast in him. He's got some heft to him. Let's see here. He's got a little bit of flash right there. Some paint right through here on this gray plastic. I think that's, yeah, that's gray plastic. That's gray plastic. That's a repro label I put on there, or Toy Hacks label, whatever you want to call them. The back of the figure. This part doesn't plug in the same way as the bulldozer one did, but that's okay. The tank treads roll. You can see there's a little plastic there. Up top you've got some molded details. You've got some silver right through here and some gray picked out in paint. That's nice. The front of the figure, you can see got a little bit of red right there, and it's kind of unremarkable, but that's okay. The crane itself has some silver and gray picked out. This is a piston. I mean, obviously it's not working, but it gives the impression, because it slides, that it works. There's also a moving piece right here, which gives the impression of a moving piston, which is, again, nice. And if I remember, you get one right here. Yeah, you get one right here as well. So it's just the little things like that that make it nice. I've got a little piece of mold flash right here. Oh, well, never mind. I don't anymore. So, alright. Got a little bit of red right here on the headlights. Clear translucent for the cockpit. Yeah, I think he's a nice little steam shovel. Or whatever those are, excavators. Alright, I think that's enough for initial impressions. Again, before we go any further, I've got to do a couple of things here. One, I've got to show him off with his old friend Digger here from DX9. I forgot to do that for size comparisons. And he can hold his weapon in this mode. It'll go in right there. Alright, so I'm going to do my level best to transform this guy. The transformation is not difficult. The problem I run into is this. Is the camera white balanced? I don't know. Is this combiner port right here, and I've got a stress marker to where it connects. Also, I said there wasn't a connection. There are these two little tabby things right here that tab things together right here. When you tab the back of it together, it locks the rotation. So I didn't keep mine locked together. But your first port of business to transform this guy is actually to take those out. So now I may not do this exactly as the directions say, but I've done it a couple of times, and it's not exactly the most enjoyable transformation, at least not for me. The legs transform exactly, well, relatively exactly the same as Bulldozer. It's got the same connection right here. Pull this down so that you have room, and swing your hips up, your legs up on this joint here, and just bring your hips together. And if you do it right, they'll sandwich together. And you just have to get that sweet spot where the tab meets the port. There you go, just like that, where the tab meets the port. The feet separate, and you don't have all of the different things that you have to do with bulldozer's feet. They just separate. Same thing with the legs here. You just pull them apart, swing them around here to the back, and the tread is exactly the same as transformation is exactly the same as bulldozers. You just pull this off a little bit, bring it around, and it will connect just like bulldozers. And the legs don't stay together as well as I would prefer, but there's his lower half. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a moment and raise our camera here because he's going to get a little bit bigger. Now, this section, we just split it just like this, and his arms here are on the sliding joint. Well, it's not really a sliding joint, it's just kind of a joint. We just bring it up like that. These flaps here, just spin them around, close that down, spin them around, close that down. Pick up the cab here. It's on, you can't see that. You can't see that. I need to raise it up just a touch more so that you can see better. Okay, so the cab here, I just pulled this off. It's on this mechanism here. You just mess with this. Open this flap up here. There's a corresponding flap right here. Open this up. This will allow you to extend the arm. Okay. Open this flap up here and swing it down. You can rotate the arm down at that point, and you can bring the bicep down, pull that flap down, and pull that flap down, and you can rotate that around so that it sits flush on the back. Open that port right there up, open the hand up, shut it down, and there you go. Alright, so let's take this opportunity while we're here to open these two ports right there, and we can just fold those back in to right there. So let's do this. We're going to push this up, lock it into place. We're going to come up here, we're going to open up this little flap right here, rotate your figure, open this up, extend your arm out, take your flap, close it back. Oop. Take this flap, bring it around to the back, orientate your arm properly, pull it down, open this little panel, pull out your fist, shut it down, shut that flap down. Alright, now there, see, your hips don't stay together quite the way they should. There's a little groove right here that'll go into a little groove right here. It's not the greatest connection, but it's supposed to anyway. And that will lock your waist into place. At least it's supposed to. Mine never really wants to go in there and stay. Don't you want to go into your home, man? That's your home. There we go. Alright, so now it's in there. Alright. Now, you might be saying to yourself, but Tom, this transformation wasn't all that bad. I mean, you've struggled with it in spots, and we saw that. but it wasn't all that bad. Yeah, this is the part that eats me up, as Skullface would say. We got to get this mess to the back. So first thing we do is, I hope I get this right, we unpeg these wings. Okay, now remember, we already unpegged these wings, have these little bits in them. We already unpegged those. We unpeg that. We swing this up and around. Go ahead and, this is tight, do that. Swing this around to the back. And there's some way of doing it to where it's not just sticking straight out. I can never get it orientated right. I'm telling you folks, this part eats me up every single time. There we go. And it's still not right. You know what? It's good enough for right now. Bring your flaps down, and there are holes here that'll go into notches right here, or pins, and they secure the shoulders. And then you just reach up here and you pull up the head. A little bit further than that though. Come on, buddy. There we go. It'll just snap into place. And here is scraper, or bone crusher, or whatever the hell his name is. Unearth. There we go. In his robot mode. Let me tell you, it took me, I struggled with that for an hour, and I am not joking, that connector port for an hour, trying to figure out the proper orientation. And some of you may be sitting there saying, but it's not that difficult. It may not be, but it didn't work for me. So, as my daughter would say, the struggle is real! Okay. So, to the top of his head, looks like he's coming in at about 7 3/4 of an inch, just shy of 8. Shoulder to shoulder, from where I'm sitting, he's 5 inches. Size comparison, here he is with movie Bumblebee and Classics Prime. Where's your sense of scale with that? And I know, apples to oranges. And again, as far as I'm concerned, only scale that matters. Here he is with the DX9 Mitron, my Megatron, and that works for me and that makes me happy, which is what counts. Oh, there's one last thing I need to do. His gun has the slot in it, if you can see the slot there, and yes, he will hold it. His hand has the pin there. I just have to get it. There we go. And with his fingers open, he'll still hold it just fine. Okay, that's all I gotta do. Alrighty.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Vitamin John. Operators are standing by.